Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here and welcome to BMTV. Okay, this week we've got another manufacturer interview and we're lucky to be joined by Mark Drury from Pioneer Europe. Mark, hello.
Hello, Greg. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks very much for coming along. It's great to see you again. So, Mark, Pioneer, they own the Qualatex brand, one of the biggest companies in the industry. Where did it all start?
Pioneer originally was the Pioneer Balloon Company, and that was founded in 1917. So we're due a centenary celebration soon. Yeah. Originally it was manufactured surgical gloves, medical products, as well as balloons. And in 1979, our current founders, Ted and Betty, purchased the balloon manufacturing side in Wichita, Kansas, and went on to develop the professional industry that we work in now.
So Ted and Betty still around?
They actually work in the business every single day.
Really?
There isn't a single colour that hasn't been authorised or a single print that hasn't gone through and passed through them. They're interesting characters.
Yeah.
Ted comes from a manufacturing industry and he's an engineer at heart. But he's also a company philosopher, and Betty's really design focused.
If it's not too rude to ask, how old are they?
I think that is too rude to ask.
All right, okay. But needless to say, they're not in their 20s anymore, are they?
No, they're not.
So Qualatex is the brand manufactured by Pioneer, is that right?
That's correct. Qualatex is the brand, and most people know us by our brand, and we're quite comfortable with that.
Yeah.
All the philosophy of the company is inherent in that word, Qualatex.
Yeah, yeah. So you talk about the philosophy and Ted being the company philosopher, which sounds like a great job description, by the way, a great job title. What is the Pioneer philosophy?
I think most people know us for being the best quality balloon on the market, but that quality also is inherent in the value of the product. We're not the least expensive balloon that you can buy, particularly in the latex market, but the best value certainly. Over 80% of the world's professionals use Qualatex. And something I'm really passionate about and brought me into the industry from when I had a shop was the education. We strive to ensure that everybody has got the working knowledge that they need with the product to be a success.
It's something we talk about quite a bit. I mean, I try on BMTV to show people simple things. I can't do complicated things, but simple things. But people seem to love that education. I think people are starting to value education, starting to understand the value of education. So I think it's great. So tell us, you've talked about Pioneer, talked about Qualatex. Tell us about you. How long have you actually been with Pioneer?
I've been with Pioneer over 11 years now.
Oh, right, okay.
And I actually, I was a customer before I actually joined and started. My history, I started off in retail management department stores, the old haberdashery, James Beattie's PLC, years and years ago now. But then I moved to industrial products and started working for BOC Gases, which was where I got my first link into the industry. And from there I opened my own balloon shop, took my CBA qualification, a bit like learning to drive. You sort of learn how to drive after you've passed. But I passed my qualification, and that gave me the introduction to Pioneer, and all of the brand values were just in abundance then. You know, people were so good and so helpful to me as a business. I soon wanted to work directly for them.
So what's your role now in Pioneer?
My title is Business Development Manager. I look after some key accounts. I also have a territory, the geographical wise, that I look after. But I've been lucky enough to work in lots of different parts throughout the years of working with Pioneer. So I've had experience of custom print balloons, and at one point in time I wrote some of our education programs as well. So I've been really lucky to work in some key areas of Pioneer.
Obviously the industry is constantly changing. What are the trends you've seen over the last few years within the industry?
I think in particular we've noticed that a lot of card shops, with the decline of the card market being gradual, it's left a lot of independent businesses in particular needing to supplement their income to stay on the high street. So we've actually seen a massive uptake in card shops being more into professional decoration, and the same in toy industry. anywhere where there's independents that need to keep themselves on the high street, massive change. And obviously internet.
Yeah.
That's been the other major change that we've seen, that all of our products are now widely available online.
Obviously there are changes in retail, the card shops, etc. What other challenges have you seen in the industry over the last few years?
I have a personal bugbear about pricing. I think profit is such a key thing in the industry. You need profit to be able to grow. You need profit to be able to invest in new technologies, to be able to invest in products that are going to keep you going. And some people have a feeling that profit is a dirty word. I think people need to price so that they can exist in the years to come.
So you're saying there's quite a few people out there that are undervaluing their services and their products?
In particular with balloons, that even the creations that we've got here today that are relatively simple, they take time to do. And many of our products are actually components of a finished gift. And if people don't value their time to put them together and actually pay themselves the time to put them together, then they can be undervaluing at their selling price. If you were to take another industry like a washing machine repair service, you'd pay £45 minimum for that person to actually come and visit you and just assess the work that's needed to be done. So time and charging for time is really important.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Really good point. Right, that's a good challenge. I do like that challenge in the industry. One other challenge that has been pretty clear the last few hours, came to a head a couple of years ago, helium and the helium shortage that occurred. Was it 2 years ago now?
2 years ago we got our biggest spike. Helium supply and demand is fluctuating all the time. Interesting, if I go back to a previous life, most people don't appreciate that helium is purchased years in advance. So the balloon industry will guesstimate what's needed and actually buy an advanced supply of helium for that time.
So it seems like it's evened off a bit now. There's not been too many rumblings about a shortage anymore. So from what you've seen, is the helium supply back to where it needs to be to support the industry?
Currently, all of our customers don't seem to have an issue getting helium at all. However, it is a limited resource on our planet as a whole, and I think the more that the large gas companies can do to recycle helium and essentially gain it back from processes that demand a really, really high purity. In the balloon industry, 93% purity is perfect for balloon use, but in most other industries you'd need 99.999999% absolutely pure gas. So the fact that we can use a byproduct of another industry is something that we really need to capitalise on. For PR, if nothing else.
About some of the products now. Let's start with that question. What's your favourite product?
My favourite product is actually a 5-inch Qualatex latex balloon. And I know that seems strange because it's been around forever, but we manufacture it in so many colours, enabling coordination through all different products. And it is that small component that invariably finishes a design and makes it great and allows you to add value as a professional balloon artist.
Yeah, so it's, as an example, we've got this here, and so these are just 5-inch balloons added as a collar to a bubble, and you'd be able to charge more for that than you would a bubble on its own, plus it only costs a few pence more.
And it's all about perceived value.
Yeah.
If the end consumer sees something that is beautiful and inherently something that they can't do themselves, then you've added that value, and that perceived value is to me what makes the industry.
It's funny because whenever Rachel does decorating, the people that come back to her again and again are the people that have spent the most, and they spend a lot of money. They have this awesome end product, and of course they want more. And what we're finding now is that somebody has a christening and then they want you for the first birthday, second birthday, third birthday. So it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I definitely see the value in adding value. So what other products? Let's talk about other best-selling products. What sort of products are going well?
In terms of growth, bubbles have changed the industry. We originally set out to manufacture something that had the properties of a latex balloon that can be inflated and seem seamless and would stretch out, but would have the helium retention and the float life of a foil balloon. And actually, with the bubble, we exceeded both of those aspects.
I just love the fact you can inflate one. That's it. It's up for weeks, months even. It just stays up forever. It's great. Okay, well, there's some of these products here. The best. What about the 11-inch plain latex? Are they still sell well?
In terms of volume, obviously, the 11-inch Qualatex latex is the majority of what we do. Interestingly, over the previous years, technologies like bubbles and the amount of shapes that we've introduced to our foil range, our microfoil range, has extended that part of the business greatly. But the 11-inch latex is still high up there. Massive movement towards printing, and we offer far more printed ranges now than we ever did.
Yeah, and we see a lot more printed balloons like these banners as well. What's this banner? This is one of the banner packs, isn't it?
Well, this is a brand new banner pack which came from the Quicklink products that we introduced, and we've made it into a small take-home retail DIY home kit with 10 Quicklinks in there, printed or plain, and also a small hanging tab.
All right.
Which won't damage your wallpaper or paint, so that you can hang it up at home yourself. But the Quicklink itself has been fantastic for us, and professional decorators are coming up with some amazing designs now.
As a decorator starting out, you've obviously been a decorator, you've been a retailer, you work for Pioneer. What products or what items or what tools would you recommend every decorator starts with?
I think it's really easy to have the misconception that you buy a bag of balloons, you get yourself some helium, and then you can go and decorate. I think, like any business, the more professional you are on day one, the more likely you're going to retain your customers, and the word of mouth is going to spread and you're going to get more customers. So for me, it's thinking about the basic tools of trade. Those basic tools, I think it's really essential that everybody invests in some good poles and bases. For you to be able to do arches. I mean, we do a fantastic aero pole kit if your budget extends to that. But if not, some good quality poles and bases that are safely going to hold your decorations up and allow you to do air-filled work. It's important to have a good helium inflator. I actually think that there isn't many decorations that you can't do with a trigger outlet with a automatic foil cut-off valve attached to it. But I would say that at the start of a business, it's probably your best opportunity to put the investment in and look at maybe a digital Conwin inflator, either the Duplicator 2 or the dual split second sizer.
Yeah, I remember when Rachel got the what's the one we were using earlier? The
Precision Air.
Precision Air. I mean, that's a big investment, and it took Rachel 10 years to get around to getting it. She wished she'd have got it 10 years ago.
I've got a confession. When I had my own business, I bought a Duplicator 2 after years of not buying one, and the Precision Air was the only tool I didn't buy. Soon after buying the Duplicator 2, I bought a dual split second size, and we used to call it our third member of staff.
Yeah.
And I never invested in the Precision Air because of its high investment cost to start with. Having worked for Pioneer and having used them on several occasions, there are literally jobs that you can't do without that machine. It is so quick, and your work is so good because of it. I would recommend that to anybody. But a professional air inflator is an essential part of everybody's toolkit.
What about a balloon sizer?
A balloon sizer, well, if you've got a Precision Air, obviously it's sizing for you.
Yeah.
But we've just re-engineered the a balloon sizer to include some different sizes. So a sizing box or slide and size made by Click. Both are fantastic products.
Yeah, yeah. We've got the box one, the yellow one, and yeah, that's the one that we use is battered. It's 11 years old, and it's still.
They don't wear out.
They don't. Well, I think one of our daughters did sit on it, so one of them's got a bit of a crease, but yeah, still used. Okay, so you'd recommend a really good quality air inflator and a good nozzle inflator for your helium are probably the two key things you'd recommend.
Two key things, but working backwards from the job that you've got to do. If you've got to travel to clients, then to be honest, you need a good vehicle to do that in, and I'd recommend sign writing that vehicle. So working back from what you intend to do with the client and making sure that you professionally set up is key. And if it's done right, it's a profitable business to be in. So don't be shy of investing in your future.
Okay, so talking a little bit about balloon market now, obviously we've got a great relationship. What can we do you think, to support our customers more with Pioneer Qualatex products?
One of the things we're really pleased in is that you're investing as a business in new products that we develop, because the sooner those products get to market, sooner people can be making profit out of them, experiencing them. And we learn so much from our customers. People make amazing creations with our products, and it is magical. And then that's shared throughout the rest of the industry. And that's an upward spiral. I love upward spirals. You'll hear me talk about it all the time. But that's an upward spiral that really means that everybody can benefit.
Can you tell us what the plans are for Pioneer over the next year or two?
Well, we've got coming up in April the 6th to the 10th, we've got our World Balloon Convention in New Orleans, which is where all the world's professionals are together really in one opportunity. We've got education from teachers and Qualatex approved instructors from all over the world. So you get an international feel as well to how people are making a living out of Qualatex products. Key to the whole of Pioneer is people and relationships. Our whole distributor network will be there, and it's such a great place to build relationships and to learn from other people and share ideas and actually shape the future of the industry. And it all happens at WBC.
So there you go, get over to WBC in April next year, 2016. All right, Mark, with everybody, we like to ask a few fun questions to give us a little bit more of an idea about you. Now, you're on a desert island. What 3 non-essential things would you take with you?
Got to admit, I'm a Apple. I'm sold. I'd need my iPhone, and I'd need connectivity.
Okay, so you'd have 3 Apple products.
I'd have 3 Apple products. I really would.
Okay, now what about your dream dinner party? Invite anybody, living or dead. Who would you invite? Oh,
this is a real insight. Probably Kelly LeBrock from circa 1985, if that's possible. Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
Billy Connolly for humour.
Okay.
And maybe again Rebecca De Mornay from circa 1983. It would be very nice.
So all the 1980s films. So Rebecca De Mornay, what was that? The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, is that right?
Or Risky Business.
Oh, Risky Business. And Kelly LeBrock, that's Weird Science?
Weird Science.
There you go.
I'm a geek at heart.
Yeah. Favourite chocolate bar? I know you were struggling with this earlier.
I was. Do you know why? It's the change of Cadbury's. It used to be a fruit and nut, but they've changed the recipe. So I'm no longer a Cadbury's fan.
Oh dear, that's so sad. You know, I go up to Ireland, my dad's in Ireland, in Belfast, and the Turkish Delight, Cadbury Turkish Delight over there tastes different to the one over here. So I introduced Rachel to it, and last time I was over there, I bought 25 bars to bring back, so they're hidden in the house so I don't eat them. All right, I've got a few quick fire questions just to finish things off. The pressure's on. Now, these are just one or the other. Just answer as fast as you can. Okay, dog or cat?
Dog.
Rugby or football?
Rugby.
Books or films?
Films.
Sweet or savoury?
Ooh, savoury.
Active or relaxing holiday?
Active.
Friends or Big Bang?
Friends.
An air-filled or helium-filled?
Air-filled.
All right. Mark, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for coming in. That's a great insight into Pioneer, Qualatex, and you. That's it from us this week. I hope you enjoyed that. See you again next week. Bye.
Products.
So what challenges have you seen?
Might as well keep this in, it'd be quite fun to watch. Challenges.
Hold on, let me ask the question.
Oh, right, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself.
These are curly cues, normally made by balloon decorators, balloon twisters, using just a Qualatex 260Q, but I'm going to show you a cheats way of doing it.